Tonight, the Palm Springs Chief of Police says he is concerned his department could lose officers depending on how long the pandemic lasts. He also says officers have responded to more calls involving mental health issues. I spoke today with Chief Reyes about a number of issues and the important message he wants to share. Chief Reyes, thanks for joining us.
Peter, it's great seeing you again.
Today, you were part of a webinar that gave reopening guidance to restaurants, retail stores, hair salons, and barbershops. How did that go?
I think it went well. As you know, and as well, all the viewers know that the rules are changing, and they're changing daily. A lot of cities and counties are now deferring to what the state is putting out, and we've witnessed firsthand over the past week how sudden things can change at the state level, and then obviously cities and jurisdictions need to adjust to interpret those new directives. And we're fortunate here to have a city attorney that digs in the weeds when it comes to these new directives and gives some level of clarity for our community to comprehend the new directives.
Have all the businesses that reopened been compliant so far?
You know what? I wish I can say they all are, for varying degrees, whether they want to get out ahead and to try to make a profit or they don't understand. But for the most part, they are. There are a few that have not. And I think that was kind of the purpose behind this meeting a couple hours ago, is to try to get some level of alignment amongst all the businesses in our community, because at the end of the day, it's not a race where someone finishes first. Everybody's got to finish together in order for all of us to win as a community and as a city and for our businesses.
Yeah, you're right about that. Let me ask you, Chief Reyes, has Palm Springs seen a rise or drop in crime since the pandemic started?
You know what? We have seen a drop in overall calls for service. We have seen a rise in mental health related calls for service. Although the number of calls for service has declined, what we've witnessed, the calls that we do have are causing our staff to be stuck on those calls for longer periods of time and having multiple officers on those calls. Very disturbing behavior as people have started to unravel, given the circumstances, whether it be financial or whatever they have going on in their life. It's very sad to see suicides and just some of the odd behavior that we normally didn't see at as frequent as we are now.
So you're saying you're seeing a direct impact on people's mental health because of this pandemic, the restrictions, staying at home. A lot of people, like you said, are unraveling.
Yes, absolutely, unfortunately.
How has the city's huge loss in revenue impacted the department?
It's when you say that, Peter, although police officers are the ones that are most visible 24 hours a day out in public, it's just not my department. The reality, it's all departments citywide, and a lot of departments that we rely on in support of us. Streets departments, maintenance departments, our parks and recs that keep great programs going and keeping people occupied so people can go to work. And it's just overall, it's all departments citywide. And that was kind of some of the reasoning behind my messaging earlier is nobody wins unless we all win together. And it's important that we all are aligned in our messaging within our businesses, how they police themselves within their businesses, because it's all going to come down to that for us to recover and move to whatever our new normal is going to be.
I recently did a story, Chief Reyes, where I looked at the budgets for every city in the Coachella Valley and spoke with some of the city leaders. Some of the cities, like Palm Desert, for example, they're looking at reducing their police departments, the officers, as a way to help save money. Are you concerned something like that could happen in Palm Springs?
I must be concerned as a chief of police. We are facing the freezing of several positions within the police department, both sworn and non-sworn support staff. But I must prepare contingency plans for next steps. If this continues, there is a potential of losing officers down the road if we stay on this path of being as closed as we have been. And I got to prepare for that.
Have any people in the department tested positive for coronavirus?
No. And I think our stance from the onset was very, very strict. We controlled the movement coming in and out of our facility. We take temperatures of all employees that come in and out of our building. There's only 2 entry points and exit points. They must log in their time of arrival and take a temperature upon arriving into our facility. And as you might imagine, every police department has various divisions. You have your detective bureau, your administration, narcotics, you have records division, dispatch. We made it a point amongst all of our employees that when you come in our facility, that you primarily stay within your division. Should we get compromised with an employee testing positive, it was in the hopes that it would just limit it to that area, that division within our facility.
Are the officers swapping vehicles, or are they assigned to their own particular vehicle?
They are assigned to their own particular vehicle. And what's great about our community is just the outreach of businesses donating food, donating masks, the dealership in Palm Springs, I believe it was Mercedes or BMW, one of the two, has reached out to us, and they are actually taking our police cars at no cost and cleaning them. A high-level clean as often as we would like to take cars over there. It's incredible.
It's great to see the outpouring of support for your department, for the entire city right now. Is there anything else, Chief Reyes, you would like to say before we let you go?
No, just again, Peter, it's great seeing you again. Thank you for reaching out. I appreciate what you do and just reaching out and just force multiplying the message that we share of the importance of us becoming united as a community, aligning our businesses and our practices in an effort for all of us to thrive.
Yeah, very important message. Chief Reyes, thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great day, Peter.